Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students of 10th C, Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher Muhammad Ilyas. Dear student, this is our sixth interaction regarding chemistry for Cambridge. Today's topic is air, and this is taken from your book, chapter number 14. And according to CI syllabus, this is topic number 10.1. The points which I have selected are from H to J. Dear students, the objectives for today's understandings are as follows. First of all, we are going to discuss the importance of the ozone layer, what is ozone layer, and what are the problems involved with the depletion of the ozone, and the reaction with the chlorine containing compounds like chlorofluorocarbons and others which are going to deplete this ozone layer from our atmosphere, and what are the problems associated with this depletion of ozone layer. Secondly, we will focus on the carbon cycle in simple terms to include the processes of combustion, respiration, and photosynthesis, and how these processes are helping to regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Thirdly, we will focus on the global warming and what are the green house gases like the carbon dioxide and methane who are contributing to the global warming. We will also discuss the sources of these greenhouse gases and discuss the problems associated with the increase in the global warming. So these are three objectives for today's learning. So dear students, we are going to start with the ozone. What is ozone? Ozone is a natural gas composed of three atoms of oxygen, and it's chemically we can represent it as O3. It is blue in color and has a strong odor. Normally, we are familiar with the oxygen, which is O2, and we use it for the process of respiration, and it has two oxygen atoms. It is colorless and odorless. So ozone is a triatomic molecule of O3. There are two types of ozones, good ozone and the bad one. The good ozone is found in the stratosphere, in one of the layer of the atmosphere. We will discuss inshallah in the next slides. And the bad ozone is found near to the earth's surface. It is very harmful, that's why it is called the bad ozone. Now we are focusing on the ozone layer, where it is found. The ozone layer is found, as I have discussed with you, within the stratosphere. Ozone also exists in the troposphere and at the ground level, but mostly it is located within the stratosphere, as this diagram is showing to you. This is the earth's surface. You can see Mount Everest, the highest mountain on this earth, the troposphere level, and the ozone level. You can see the ozone is present between 15 kilometer to 30 kilometer above the earth's surface, and this is the layer which is called the stratosphere. Okay, now we have understand the location of the ozone layer. Now we are focusing on the what does the ozone layer do for us. The ozone layer absorbs the ultraviolet radiations from the sun. Ultraviolet radiation is a part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Exposure to the ultraviolet radiations can lead to cancer, specifically the skin cancer. So this is very harmful, that if the ultraviolet radiations reach to the earth's surface. One more point for the importance of the ozone. Ozone is concentrated in the lower stratosphere between 15 kilometer and 30 kilometer above the earth's surface. Ozone can be produced by numerous chemical reactions, but the main mechanism in the atmosphere for its production and removal is the absorption of ultraviolet radiations coming from the sun. The maintenance of enough stratospheric zone to absorb harmful ultraviolet sunlight is therefore vitally important for all life forms on the earth's surface. So this is very important that we maintain the ozone stratospheric layer, because it is very beneficial for all the life present on the Earth's surface. So after having understanding of the importance of the ozone layer, now we are going to focus what is ozone depletion. You can see from this diagrammatic representation that the sunlight is coming on the Earth's surface, but the radiations are blocked by the ozone layer which is present in our atmosphere. And if this ozone layer is not present in the way of the radiations can directly come to the Earth's surface, and this removal of ozone leading towards the formation of the holes, and these holes are called ozone holes, and this is due to the ozone depletion, removal of ozone layer. How it is depleted? The causes of ozone depletion are the gases which we use commonly in our homes and in daily life, and these gases are containing the chlorine as a major substituent. For example, the chlorofluorocarbons, halogens are the alkanes which have the halogens attached with it, and specifically the chlorine, methyl chloroform and hydrochlorofluorocarbons. So these are the gases which are the causes of ozone depletion. How it is done? The process of ozone depletion. When the factories and the homes produces these gases which contain the chlorine, like the chlorofluorocarbon, when they reaches the in the atmosphere, specifically in the stratosphere, they broken down with the sunlight and converting the and releasing the chlorine atom, and this chlorine atom is going to attack on the ozone molecules and converting these ozone molecules into oxygen O2 molecules, and this is how ozone depletion is done. For further illustration, we can see this diagrammatic representation. You can see the chlorofluorocarbon are broken down with the help of the solar radiations and light, and then this chlorofluorocarbon is releasing a chlorine atom. This chlorine atom has this tendency to attack on the ozone molecule and combine with the one of the atom of the ozone and form the chlorine monoxide and releasing the O2. This is how the O3 ozone is going to be depleted in the atmosphere. So we have to reduce the uses of such gases which are going to attack on the ozone molecules and becoming the cause of the depletion of the ozone layer. After having this understanding about the ozone layer, now we are moving towards the carbon cycle. As you can see from this diagrammatic representation, is the way in which the carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere are maintained. This carbon dioxide is produced by some processes and it is consumed by some process, and we will see how this will happen. But ultimately the carbon dioxide level must be maintained in the atmosphere, because this is very important for us. Why? You can see from this diagram, the photosynthesis is consuming the carbon dioxide and producing the organic material which is used by the other animals, and then these animals are going to respire and producing the carbon dioxide which is going back into the atmosphere. And this is how the cycle is maintained. We will see inshallah in the coming slides how this cycle is done. First of all, we are going to focus on the combustion. Combustion is a reaction in which hydrogen or hydrocarbon burn in oxygen to produce water, and if the hydrocarbons are going to burn with the oxygen, they are producing the carbon dioxide, and this is the process which is leading towards the production of carbon dioxide and increasing its level in the atmosphere. And the second process which is going to help us to have the carbon dioxide from back from the organic compounds. This is respiration. You can see glucose is going to burn with the help of oxygen and producing the carbon dioxide in water. And dear students, in this process a tremendous amount of heat is produced along with the carbon dioxide. So these are the two processes, combustion and respiration, which are producing the carbon dioxide and increasing the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. But this process, photosynthesis, is of great importance to maintain the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. That's why the plants are very important for us, because the plants are the only source which consume the carbon dioxide from atmosphere and reducing its level in the atmosphere. Usually the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is 0.03%. If its level increasing in the atmosphere, you know that the carbon dioxide is an acidic gas, and this can be very harmful for the uh, all organisms, specifically the animals on this planet. So photosynthesis is the process which use the carbon dioxide and form the glucose, and oxygen is released as a byproduct in this process. So these are the three processes. You can see another diagrammatic illustration of the regulation of carbon dioxide. These are the three processes: combustion, respiration, and photosynthesis. These are very important to regulate the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The plants are doing the photosynthesis. They are also doing the respiration. In the night time they are producing the carbon dioxide, but in the daytime they are producing the oxygen more. All the animals, they are producing the carbon dioxide, and specifically the motor vehicles and our factories which are running to produce various goods, but they are producing a lot of carbon dioxide. And as I have discussed with you, that carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Its excess in the atmosphere is very harmful, so we have to grow more plants to reduce its level from the atmosphere. So hopefully you have understand the carbon cycle and its various processes. Now we are moving towards another very alarming situation, and that is global warming. Now we are going to focus to understand the global warming. Global warming is basically the increase in the average temperature of the Earth's near surface, air and oceans. Evidence for warming of the climate system includes observed increase in the global average air and ocean temperatures, widespread melting of snow and ice, and rising global average sea level. You can see that the sea level is increasing. The ice caps on the mountains are melting, the glaciers are melting. This is because of the global warming, because the temperature of the Earth's surface, air and oceans are increasing because of the global warming. Now we are going to focus how this is done, how the global warming is done. The greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Most of the heat which is absorbed by the greenhouse gases and reflected in all directions, warming the earth. Actually the heat which is coming to the earth's surface is going back into the space, but when the greenhouse gases are there, they block this removal of heat from the earth's surface, and they retain this heat on the earth's surface, which leads towards the increase in the temperature of the globe, the earth. What are these greenhouse gases? These are the gases which are responsible for holding the temperature, for increasing the temperature of the globe. Carbon dioxide 81%, methane 10%, nitrous oxide 7%, and fluorinated gases 3%. So these are four major gases, but we are going to focus on the carbon dioxide, methane, because you can say these are holding the 91% of the greenhouse gases. Now we are going to see how these gases are produced, what are their sources. The transportation which we use, they are producing 28% of these gases. Electricity 27%, industries 22%, commercial and residential areas producing by 12%, and agriculture sector is producing the 10% of these greenhouse gases. These are the different departments which are responsible for the greenhouse gases. Now we are focusing on the sources of the greenhouse gases, specifically the carbon dioxide and methane. First of all, we will see the sources of carbon dioxide. Electricity and heat generation produces 41% of the carbon dioxide. Transport sector is producing 22%. Industrial sector is producing 20%. Residential 7%, other factors are 10%. Methane. Fossil fuels produces the methane 33%, livestock 27%, landfills in the waste 16%, biomass burning 11%, agriculture sector 9%, and biofuels 4%. So these are the different sources of these two gases which are comprising the 91% of the greenhouse gases. So these are the sources of the greenhouse gases. What are the effects of the these greenhouse gases on the global warming? Now we can see from this diagram stronger hurricanes and the cyclones which we are facing nowadays. You have the many news about these cyclones are coming in different parts of the world and destroying a major coastal areas and other areas of this earth. Desertification. The agricultural land is converting into the deserts because of the water shortage due to the change in the rainfalls, and decrease in the snow cover and the ice caps on the mountains. This is how the ice are melting in the glaciers and on the ice caps on the mountains, and this is how they are increasing the level of water in the sea, and the sea level increases. Many countries and many coastal cities which are present near the seashores are on threat. Specifically the countries like Maldives, they are on threat because of the sea level is increasing. If we want to reduce, if we want to stop all these problems which the world is facing, we have to control the greenhouse gases impact by reducing their emissions. We have discussed all these aspects in this lecture. So dear students, now we are moving towards the homework. I have selected one question. You have to discuss in detail the effects of global warming, and this is present on page number 312 to 314 on the chapter number 14. You can get the answer of this question. You have to write the answer of this question on your notebooks and then send to your respective groups. Dear students, thank you very much for being with me, and I am confident that you have learned about all these our objectives today. And one more request to you, please stay at home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.